Welcome back to Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster, and we have purified the water crystal. We defeated the Fiend of Water, the Kraken, last time, and also got the Rosetta Stone from the Sunken City and saved the mermaids in the process. And weirdly, the water crystal is all the way over at the end, so was I supposed to actually beat the Kraken last? Was I supposed to do wind before that? I'm not sure, but I feel like you can probably do that in any order. So I'm going to be heading back to Melmon, that's the name. Of course, before that we have a big centipede in our way. Or millipede, I think it's more a millipede. And here we go. Let's just go all the way down here. Oh yeah, because people in Melmon were talking about the city of the ancients that fell into ruin. Which I'm assuming is the place where the people who are speaking that other language are? Does Watts have anything to say? Okay, Theo's coming back, yeah. Okay, it's not you, it's the guy near the graveyard, I think it was. I had a feeling this guy was important. There! You can now you can now understand an entire language in like 1 minute. I wish that worked like that in real life. Oh, wow. Well, now you're just saying restore the crystals to grace and nothing else. It almost seems like they're all brainwashed, and it just reminds me of just how many of the later Final Fantasy games made the crystals a bad thing. Like, both 12 and 13 did that. I don't know if there are any others that explicitly make the crystals a bad thing, but I know those two definitely do, so it's just kind of funny how, the point of deconstructing their own genre conventions eventually makes the ones that are not subversive by proxy of not being subversive. So, like, you know, this game is kind of refreshing by actually depicting the crystals as good. So, okay. We've had a crash course on how to speak that language in a couple of minutes. So hopefully, the Rosetta Stone wasn't from like 1,000 years ago, and the language has evolved since then, and now there's a whole lot of slang that is not covered by the Rosetta Stone. That would be really funny, honestly. Like, I mean, it would be terrible from like a plot standpoint and like a gameplay standpoint, but like for, I guess, if you're doing like more of a comedy work or a parody, it would be really funny if that happened. It's just like, you try and speak the language, and you basically sound like you're speaking Shakespeare to people who are speaking modern English, because the language has advanced so much. And like, again, there's a whole lot of slang that just is not covered by the Rosetta Stone, because it wasn't around back then. Or you're using a whole lot of words that have changed dramatically in meaning since earlier times. Because, yeah, like want, I know want used to mean lack. It kind of does now, like, I can see where its modern meaning came from, but, like, there are phrases like, none shall find us wanting, or for want of something. Like, it's still used a little bit like that today, but, not as much as it used to be. I find that really interesting how, in a lot of languages, some words have changed meanings. A lot of more casual honorifics in Japanese now used to be really polite. That is our stolen technology. You must die. Oh, okay. I have heard of someone called Cid of the Lufenian, so maybe this is the first Cid. Yeah. It was from Dissidia, though. I know that Dissidia is actually, spoilers, a stealth prequel to this game. Okay, well, has it been 400 years after the fall? I wonder if it's like exactly 400 years. Okay. The Mirage Tower is the gateway to that castle. Yeah, I had a feeling that would be related to the Wind Fiend somehow. There was another entity controlling the four fiends. Absolutely no relation whatsoever to that random night before at the start of the game. 5 warriors, not 4. Okay, then. At first I thought those warriors were us in the time loop, but there were 5. The curse, and we're... That... Ah... Yeah, I had a feeling Tiamat was the Wind Fiend. Oh, there we go. As I thought, it's a bell that lets you get into the Mirage Tower. Definitely better than Mirage Island in Pokemon. There's a guy here I haven't spoken to. Yep, Tiamat is a female. Well, I don't think it was originally like a dragon, but they're going probably based on the Dungeons and Dragons lore of Tiamat being the evil counterpart to Bahamut and being like the evil dragon. So, I just realized that these guys basically the air nomads from Avatar. Or they're the Kreen Dynasty from Critical Role. Oh, mechanical beings, okay. Because they said that there was something like that up a waterfall. On a blue sea of clouds beyond, of stars beyond the sky. So, we can probably go straight to the, Is there a magic shop here? It doesn't look like there's a magic shop here, but we can probably go straight to the Mirage Tower now, but I don't know about that. I want to find out what that mechanical object is that fell from the sky. Oh, hi, random encounter. Yeah, it says there's a white magic and a black magic shop in Lufenia. Oh, and I have all the chests in the Shrunken Shrine. That's actually kind of an interesting idea for a dungeon, but no, the Sunken Shrine. It's just like the Crescent Lake, and that was probably much harder to find in the original NES version where you weren't able to open the map like that. That is sneaky. Full life? Oh, okay then. I know that this was actually a spell in FF10, and I know that because it can kill the final boss in one hit because of how weirdly they work. Flare, okay. So, yeah, guessing that's, like, very strong non-elemental. Okay, you can't, like, learn the same spell twice to double your spell slots or something weird like that. Anything else over there? Doesn't look like it. I wonder if that was like considered a very well hidden secret in the original NES version. Yeah, these actually are wyverns. They have no forearms. Their forearms just wings, which is probably like how creatures like this would realistically evolve if, you know, they were realistic, because yeah, wings are basically just arms. So dragons in most settings that have 2 arms, 2 legs, and wings, they actually have 6 limbs. It was just barely a level up for Duncan. But he gains more strength, which is good. So, should I head straight to the Mirage Tower? I'm really curious what that thing up the waterfall is, but I don't know if we could even go up the waterfall in our current state. Unless we need, like, the ultimate canoe. The super ancient canoe. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can go up there. I just don't know if we could even go past the waterfall. I don't know if I've even tried, though, to... Yeah, we can see if we can go up there. Whoa, okay, that's a lot of enemies. I don't think they're very strong, though. Oh. Okay, that was a surprise. I'm glad I went this way. Okay, this is a very long area with a cave at the end of it. Clay gold. And it's dead, okay. Cool looking background, though. So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to open this up and then open, go switch maps, and, no, Waterfall Cavern comes right after Lufenia. Okay, because, like, these two are at the bottom because they're presumably optional. 6 chests, but it doesn't look like... Because the way this game works, the chests are only inside, rooms. Turn into bats, though, just makes me think that... Is there going to be a point where we get the ability to translate Key-ish, and then we have to go, all the way back to, everywhere with bats to try and find the 5 heroes who are now bats? That would be really, really annoying, and I'm really hoping we don't have to do that. Even if it was optional, it would be just a complete pain without a guide to know which bats you were looking for. I think we actually, yeah, we did have access to Diaja, didn't we? Like in a town, but I decided to get Holy, I think, because Holy is usable on any enemy, whereas that's only on... Oh, that's cool. Of course, it's soon to be probably dead, but it has a new sprite for a dragon. Oh, of course, the staff whack killed it. Okay, there's a door down here. And more mummies. And what's in... Oh, that must be the mechanical thing. But first... okay. That was a real clown car cloak right there. I don't like the fact there are cockatrices here. I'm just gonna go ahead and Holy, and then you're gonna... I'm probably gonna stay at an inn after this anyway, so you can just try Flare, just because why not? Uh-oh. Yeah, that probably is stone. I wonder what the Kraken's ink does. Maybe it's blind? I don't know. Guess we won't find out, at least not in this playthrough. Okay, we're seeing Flare, though. Okay, that's actually very, very good damage in general. Wizard Staff. I'm guessing that can be used for a spell. Confuse. That's not what I was expecting. Don't really want to use Confuse on too many things, so... Oh, you can't even use the Wizard Staff. I guess I can give you that one instead. Oh, another ribbon. Probably worth it. Duncan loses a lot of some defense, but not a ton. I think losing that much defense is probably... Unless his attack... I don't think his attack goes down. But hopefully it doesn't reduce his number of attacks or something. I just like that status immunity. More gil, more gil, more gil, and defend. Is that a weapon? I know that's like a... Yeah, cast Blink when used, okay. But I know that's like a pretty high tier sword in 12. I have been waiting. Take this cube, T, and that flying. Oh! Oh, we did need to go here. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, you're gonna... Oh, it's broken now, I think. Yeah. Of course, he can at least move out of our way, so, Oh, what am I thinking? I have an exit spell. Gotta remember that. I mean, it means I don't get experience on my way out, but I don't really need it anyway. So yeah, I'm glad I thought to do that. I thought that would have been optional, but I'm guessing if I had gone through the Mirage Tower, I would have got stuck at the end and needed that too, because they mentioned Tiamat and the Flying Fortress, so Yeah, probably would have needed that to progress. And I don't think there's much left to do but head to the Mirage Tower then. I'm kind of hoping this isn't like a point of no return or something, but the sages at the Crescent Lake did say that once we had defeated all 4 fiends, we had to come back and see them. So, maybe we do eventually, yeah. That getting the last crystal doesn't immediately take us to the end game. We have to talk to them to go to the end game. And I'm assuming that the end game is going to require some time travel. I have a feeling the final dungeon is going to be either in the future or the past. Oh, you have to press square to view the description of the weapons. Okay, that's good to know. Actually, before we go in there, I'm going to just... because I have a whole lot of these, I might as well use a cottage. She looks more like a hut than a cottage. Okay, the Mirage Tower. Wow, this actually looks a lot like the Tower of Morse in, whoa boy, that's, complicated. The Tower of Morse in, Tearing Saga. Looks actually a little bit Mesoamerican, though. Which is kind of interesting for this kind of game. Guardian. Oh, I'm guessing we're going to be fighting some mechanical enemies in here. These must be like the old... like the ancient sky people things. Ah yes, with their wondrous technological might, the 2-damage lasers. Don't think we really have anything that's effective against mechanical enemies. I mean, maybe Thunder is? Okay, there's a golem up there, it looks like. Gil... Oop. I mean, it's kind of good to know that this series was always kind of going the science fantasy angle, even from this early. Because, yeah, many of the later Final Fantasy games heavily lean towards science fantasy, having both fantasy and sci-fi elements. Healing Helm. Cast Heal when used. I kind of prefer a gradual regeneration effect in battle. Oh, suddenly another sword. Are we going to replace the defender already? It's worse, but does that have any special properties? Very sharp crescent blade. Okay, then. Maybe it's one of those that had the weird, that was affected by, like, the weird critical bug in the original game. Whoa, okay, that's an interesting looking Chimera. It's been a while since we've seen enemies use things like that. I don't remember, like, Chimera-type things appearing that often in later games in the series. At least not ones as obviously based off of the original, I think it was Greek Chimera? Aegis Shield. We have the power of Ulrest on our side. Okay. I wonder if that casts Protect. Guards against stone and poison. No, but it does have special effects. Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing with an added effect of anything that I've got that isn't elementally affiliated, which means that I don't really need it that much here. Because, you know, it doesn't seem to be... Well, I mean, you know, I say that and there was Blaze before. Ambushed, okay. We saw those things up in the Trial Citadel. Well, you're not much of a Black Knight if your armor is vulnerable to punching. Master, we have waited so long. Okay, that's all you're saying. So, one of these is probably up and one of them is probably down. Or... not? What do I do with those? TL levels up there. Do I need to... Okay, can't use the warp cube. Oh, there's stairs down there. Okay, so this entire middle part was optional. That's kind of annoying. Well, I mean, there were a lot of chests here. I think I should try the Vorpal blade as well, just to see if there's any notable difference in damage. Or, you know, Vorpal sword. Vorpal blade's a Persona skill. That didn't do a lot of damage at all. That did a little more, but... it seems Defender's doing a bit more overall, but I'll have to keep trying it against these enemies to see. It's good that you can get through that floor pretty quickly if you don't care too much about treasures. This floor, on the other hand, yeah, we are going to need to take a very roundabout route to get through this floor, and there's also an area in the middle. I'm just remembering, there actually is a Mirage Tower in Pokemon. It's in Gen 3, I think, and it's the one where you get the fossils, but only in Emeralds. Which just reminds me of some people going around saying, oh yeah, Emerald's just an objectively better version of Oras. It's just, I've actually heard that lately there's been a lot of backlash against the Battle Frontier simply because there are people, because of just how often people are decrying Oras as just bad just because they don't have the Battle Frontier. Like, it's actually led people to go, like, actually the Battle Frontier isn't that great. Because some of the facilities were good, like the battle arena was good, the battle dome was pretty good too, tower was pretty standard, that's in basically everything, and then pyramid was interesting, but there was a lot to it that was kind of artificial difficulty, especially once you got into the part of, once you advance in the rounds enough to get to the one where all the enemies use, like, they kind of specialize in a really annoying thing like status ailments or, like, it's just, the gimmick of it is that you find wild Pokemon. It's basically like a dungeon, but competitive battling. It's a good concept, but some of the themes are things like, enemies that paralyze you and things like that. But, like, then you get in some of the later rounds and you have some really awful themes like enemies with abilities that prevent you from running, or enemies with moves that waste your PP. Like, that one in particular is the worst because you do not get your stuff recovered after battles. You actually need to find items and use them as you go through. And if you lose your entire, like, supply of items that you collected throughout that entire streak. So, I mean, it's one of the few places where you can kind of freely use Sacred Ash, but yeah. But like to continue what I was saying, of the others though, Battle Pike is at least short, but it's very luck-based. And then the Battle Palace is horrible. Like, the Battle Palace is so bad that I don't know why anyone would want it back. For those who have not experienced the horror that is the Battle Palace in Pokemon Emerald Battle Frontier, basically, your Pokemon randomly choose moves. Basically, your entire party is AI controlled. And the enemy is also random. Your actions are random based on your nature, and different natures prefer different types of moves, like attack, defense, or support, and some of them change focus when they're on low HP. But the worst part is that often the natures that are good for competitive, their preferred moves in the Palace do not match, what, like, stats they give at all. Sunblade, okay. Better against the undead, and better than what I had before. That's pretty great. And then I also found Dragon Mail. Guards against fire and ice. So, to continue my Pokemon tangent, it's basically the Thick Fat ability. Yet more of these Hellhounds. I just realized, Cetro had no new sword for a long time, and now he's had 3 new swords in one episode. That's kind of impressive. Gil... Oh, I remember Thor's hammer. Oh, you can use Thor's hammer. Wow, that attack is really bad. Hammer that casts Thundara when used. Well, I guess Thor's hammer is better for you, even though it's, like, attack stat is pretty pathetic in your hands. But the reason why I remember Thor's hammer is that it was one of those weapons that was very famous for being affected by the critical bug in the original game, because it was not supposed to have a high crit rate, but because weapons use their internal index number as their critical rate instead of their actual intended critical rate in the NES version, basically, the weapons that were found, like, the later in the game you were, the better your critical rates and weapons were, which meant that physical attackers just became stronger and stronger as you progressed through the game, and because Thor's hammer is, well, apparently, it's apparently a late-game weapon, given that it was affected by the glitch, so I'm guessing we're getting pretty late in the game. Considering we're on our last Fiend, we probably are, but yeah, it was affected by this bug. I think the most famous weapon for it is the Masamune, which I think does have a much higher critical rate than was intended. Our friend left on a journey to the west. He took the warp cube and went to see our master. Okay, so this is about the point where you're supposed to realize that you need to go to the west to get that warp cube. I probably should have restocked my high potions. Huh. I wonder if this is the top. More of these things. These things appeared in the Fire Shrine, didn't they? That's a cool animation, though. With the Thor hammer, I mean. Was it a Castlevania game that translated it as Tall Hammer? I think it was, which is kind of silly. And then, of course, it got changed to Mjolnir in the localization of Fire Emblem Awakening, when it was literally just Thor hammer in Japanese. Okay, well, let's see what you are. Oh, just a blue dragon. I would say, like, how does a dragon hide under a cloak like that? And then I realized that you're probably, like, then I just realized, oh, right, Manaketes. But yeah, just like D&D, blue dragons use lightning. Yeah, not one of those references. We still haven't actually encountered... Oh, no, we have encountered one of the enemies that used to be a beholder. But only one. Because I know that there's one that's called Bloody Eye in Japanese. Use the warp cube to travel beyond the sky. It will take you to the Flying Fortress. Yeah, so this must have been where we would have got stuck if we hadn't found the waterfall cave. Okay, that's cool. You know what, though? I think we should stop here. This is probably going to be its own dungeon, so I will see you all back here next time for the Flying Fortress.